Good morning, everyone. This is Sandy, and I'm here with my junk journal album that I created for Tresors Luxe. I specifically wanted to show you the signatures that are inside. You've already seen my album cover in previous posts, so I've removed that so that I can more easily separate the signatures and show you each one. So they're all tied together with this beautiful Venice lace that's just gorgeous. And I'm going to untie it. The whole album has been created with Blue Fern Studios Serendipity collection primarily. There's also some Blue Fern Studios Chesterfield papers in here, and then some printed chipboard from Happy Accident and Amber and Apricot. And then, of course, lots of other miscellaneous items, as well as specifically the laces and trims from Tresors Deluxe. So this was the first page and has the wraparound lace on it. Of course, these are letters from my dad, postcards, and notes from him over the course of my lifetime. And so I just put a remember up here and then a love daddy down here in this little graphic 45 title holder. And then of course I've used a lot of the Prima Corinne flowers because they're flat and they're also one of my favorite flowers, and they coordinate very well with this collection. So this is the first page, and I believe this is the first postcard from my dad that just goes in a little pocket right here. And of course there's a gorgeous lace right here that I went ahead and embellished with some metal and some Blue Fern Studios flowers and some rhinestones, just some ephemera and a little flare. The next page doesn't have any lace or trims, but it does have the pocket. I use these pockets similarly throughout the journal. And then I've added some chipboard, and I think this one's from Prima's cartographer collection, and then a flower. And then next, this is a Chesterfield paper, but I've used some printed chipboard, but specifically wanted to point out this flower right here that's on this flap. That's one of the items from the Etsy shop. I got one in white and one in pink, and I love this white one. I added a little serendipity definition title there with a little piece of flair. And then I'm waiting for a memorabilia pocket smaller than what I normally use. And so this is just a little note card in here that's been decorated. Then here I've got this gorgeous applique flower that's from the Etsy shop, and I've used it just kind of as the focal point and added a few other little things. And this is just a little postcard in here from Dad. This one's just a little note. I think it was a happy birthday note. And then here is the next page with another pocket, and I went ahead and I used some pinks in the album, even though this is from my dad, but it's to me, so I thought that I could combine any collection or colors that I wanted to. And I just added some little chipboard pieces and a little subtitle there. And then this was the brochure he sent me about a Hawaiian cruise that we went on. So that's the back page of the first signature, and I kept that flat on purpose, at least for right now. There's still lots of work to be done in this album, but it's done enough that I think I can present it. This is signature number 2, and the wraparound piece of paper is, I believe, the Merriment paper. And it's kind of peaches pink. I've put some more of the gorgeous lace right here from Lucy's shop. And then just some chipboard and miscellaneous items. I had some little rhinestones. So I'm thankful for the fact that I have these letters, so I use that in my on my cover. And then in here I've got a little postcard from Dad. Over here I've got a letter from him that's been separated from the envelope, but it's been put in this pocket right here, and I can just slip it in and out. And then I had a little flat paper here that I have just put a piece of chipboard from Creative Embellishments, and I've just tucked in a picture of my dad, and that'll probably be changed out periodically, so I left it loose. And then the little butterfly up here is kind of loose so that I can stick something up in here as well as I go along. This is another piece of gorgeous lace, just I snipped it off. I have, probably an 18-inch piece. That's from Luxe's shop. It's just gorgeous. It could be for any type of project. Then I've added some embellishments here from, miscellaneous collections. And then next I just had another little small page that were remnants from what I cut, so I wanted to use them in the album since this is supposed to be a junk journal. I actually used Daddy's envelope here, and I'm just going to probably regret it, but I just use it to pull the letter out from right here. And then next, here's another gorgeous trim that just kind of dangles down. And I put What a Glorious Mess printed chipboard from Blue Fern Studios and a little metal junk finding right there, just to, bring a focal point to the page. Also, on one of Dad's letter, he mentioned making a typing error and some things like that, so I've addressed that throughout the album. This is the back side of the second signature right here. And then this is signature number 3. One of my favorite papers from the Serendipity collection, and I've used another one of the trims similar to back here, and used some remainder of it here. And then my maiden name was Key, so I added this little Key printed chipboard, and the pencil, obviously, for obvious reasons. Then I've added a piece of paper here for me to add notes. And I plan to add more of those. Again, just a little butterfly. And then some of Dad's letters were typewritten, and he made lots of mistakes with the typewriter and laughed at himself. So I put him musing, and then on the next page, which shows, I put creativity is messy, which I thought was apropos. And then in this little pocket, it's another letter from Dad, and there's this beautiful applique piece that I put right here as a focal point, and it's just gorgeous when it dangles down, but of course it's laying flat here in the album. And then the next page has not been sewn in yet, and that's why I put this here specifically. There are no mistakes, just happy accidents. It just hasn't happened yet. Then I added an old piece of an old calendar piece that I went ahead and signified my birthday, because some of the letters in here were written from my dad to me on my birthday. And then here, this is probably, I haven't measured it. It looks like it's about about 7 at least inches wide. Piece of lace from Luxe's shop. Is just absolutely gorgeous, and I think it comes in an 18 or 24 inch length. It's just beautiful. And so I put it on a darker piece of paper so that it would really show up, and then put my embellishments around it. And of course my letter just slips in and out. I think I had 13 items from my dad, so just so I wouldn't have that number, I went ahead and I inserted a couple of his hearing tests. I'm an audiologist by profession, and I tested his hearing several different times. So I tucked those in this last little pocket and added this little ink bottle and a cute little bird to go with the butterflies. And then this is the last page of the third signature right here. And of course I'm just choosing to use the lace to tie them all together to try to keep the bulk, a little bit more manageable. And then, of course, it'll have it's on the other side of the room, but it'll have the back side of the journal and then the front side on the very top. It's really gotten so very thick that I probably need to think about doing some book binding on this instead of just having it as a loose journal. But At any rate, this is my project as it stands right now. I didn't really video this right here, but I hope you can appreciate some of the gorgeous crackle up here. This cute little rhinestone owl pin from Lucy's shop, as well as this little floral piece right here that's just gorgeous. Got those in several colors. And then at the last moment, I just added this little fox pearl dangle and rhinestone dangle because he just added a little bit more sparkle to the page. And then there's this really beautiful applique that is on the very bottom all around that just really sets the whole focal point off. So anyway, I appreciate you watching my video, and I hope that you'll visit Lucy's shop. I'll put a link in the notes so that you can go shopping at your leisure. Thanks for coming by today.